Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eziel Lancer with GM on Serpentice Isle. I'm going to go through this episode with Bastion of Locke, Bloodhound Vulcan. We're going to talk about the strategies and do some commentary from a Lancer's point of view during the fight. And one thing to keep in mind as you progress with this is to know that you are going to need to be about level 20 through 24. If you're any less than 20, it's going to be quite difficult. And if you're higher than 24, then you're not going to get much out of this dungeon. What we're going to cover is the main glyph skills, the actual glyph setup, the main crystals, Bloodbound Vulcan moves, the major things to look out for, and then Murderunk the Sorcerer. The two primary glyph skills that we'll be covering is going to be the Shield Bash and the Challenging Shout. Now with the Shield Bash, we're going to have 5 points put into the glyph of Lingering. On the Challenging Shout, we'll have the glyph of Threat, which will give us 20% more additional aggro, which is about 6 glyph points. The crystal setup that I was actually using was in my weapon, the Brilliant Crystal, which increases your regeneration of mana, or MP. On the armor crystals, I actually had the Resolute, which reduces all damage taken from when you fall under 50%, Warding, 50% chance of shielding you when you are knocked down, and then Relentless, which increases your maximum HP by a flat rate. Okay, so we've got the Bloodbound Vulcan here in front of us. Challenge Shout. Try to get him on me immediately since I am the Lancer. And one of the things to keep in mind is look out for these little dots here above your head. Whenever you see these little eyeball-looking things, that means that the actual BAM is going to do some sort of move that is very important to block, move out of the way, or do something about. One of the things about the Bloodbound Vulcan is that he's very mobile. He's got that little red dot that actually comes on in his eyes right there. What you'll want to do is basically just continue to challenge and shout him, try to block all the moves as best you can, and make sure that you stun him. And I think we did a fairly good job in this video with stunning at the beginning. We were able to stun and get some additional moves. Now right there you see the eyeball come up, and we actually had the stun move on him, which was really great because what happened there was we were able to prevent some sort of major attack to happen that could have potentially damaged other of the party. So he likes to move around quite a bit. He likes to kind of do these runs through the center of the room and then jump at the actual tank or whoever he's got his eye fixed on, and there you can see another stun. One of the things to watch out for here is he's got these little swipes he does. They don't really do a whole lot of damage. They do probably about 500 to 700 damage. It's not too difficult to block those once you see those. One other thing too is watch out for these enraged moves here that he does. There goes the eyeball again. He's knocked over. So what's awesome is that we were able to knock him over before he was able to do that next move and able to do some sort of damage and some sort of additional problems for us. There comes that jump move I was telling you about. He's jumped on top of me, and then here I go doing some combo attacking. And it looks like the Sorceress is running behind and trying to stay away. Now there he goes running across the room. When you see him running across that room, the best thing to do is basically move out of the way. As a Lancer, get your shields up, be prepared for that jump move, get right back into it, and start throwing the combo moves at him, and be prepared to try to stun him as quickly as possible. And you can kind of see some of the frozen moves there that the Sorcerer did. And everybody seems to be doing pretty good, except for, you kind of see some of those folks in the background. Anybody that's watched the actual closed Beta 3 contest, one of the big things that we were talking about was not to get directly behind the mob or the BAM, because right here, he turns right around and goes toward that center move, and he's throwing a fireball at me. He has quite a good variety of attacks here. I was actually anticipating him jumping at me, but unfortunately he didn't do that. So I'm close enough. He's going to do a little side swipe. And what will happen is once he gets to about 10% health, one thing to keep in mind here is he's going to have that Sorceress that is going to come through, and you're going to want to do the best you can. We were trying to talk about how we wanted to handle that, and my idea was to kind of keep the big guy on me, the Bloodbound Vulcan, but it ended up that he had such low health. I think that we ended up deciding to just stick on him and kill him out. What can end up happening is that you can actually the Sorcerer will actually heal him and give him some life back, and then what then turns into only 10% life turns into about 50 to 60% life, and that can kind of cause some problems for you and elongate out this fight. Now we had a mystic with us for a healer, and I don't know if you can kind of see at the beginning we didn't really have a whole lot of motes that were coming out, and again going back to that premise that we are setting the tempo, we're taking the damage, we're the leader of the group as far as a Lancer's point of view. I actually reached out to him and said, hey, we need more motes, drop them out. So he actually listened, and we got some more motes, and I think that's actually part of the reason for our success toward the end, because I was running around and grabbing and picking those up and ensuring that my health was being regenerated. And there he goes with more of his jump moves, some more combo moves, shield bash, continuing to poke him a little bit here and there. And, of course, as a Lancer, you're not going to be doing a whole lot. It's really more or less everybody else that's doing the damage. Now, he gets knocked down right there. So it looks like here that we've got the Sorcerer doing some fire damage here, and just kind of getting on top of the Vulcan just as much as we possibly can, and just continuing to do some combo attacking. There goes the red dot, and him slamming down on the ground, trying to stun us over here. Everybody kind of moved out of the way to make sure that they didn't get that attack thrown on them very easily. Now, Sorcerer doing some more frost, and there he goes with his walk, and so of course that does some additional damage there. And he moves a little bit slow, so he's got that walk. Now it looks like we've got the Sorceress over here on the left side. He's actually came out to get us, and right here there's a little bit of some sort of weird lag or something with our frame sets, and basically just couldn't continue with playing normally or whatever, because it was kind of we got stuck or something. Does a slam for 1200 damage, critical. So those are the type of blocks that we've got to get up as a Lancer. There goes his run. Here comes his jump. He's going to jump at me. I've got his aggro, and then of course there's a Sorceress in the background. One thing you want to make sure is do not let that Sorceress heal the Vulcan. If he does, then you're going to be in for quite a hurt. Now if you look there, you see he kind of walked over the Sorceress, and so as a BAM he actually is able to do those type of things and do some damage. I think this pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about with the Vulcan, and if you guys have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them on the YouTube channel or on the Lancer Guide. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a great evening.